Yo, what it do, St. Louis? It is time for the St. Louis Hustle Podcast, and we are talking. What the heck are you afraid of, man? 7 keys to overcoming fear. I'm your main man, H. Cortez Hustle, and this is my girl, Michelle. Hey, man, we got a great show in store for you. We will be breaking out a brand new segment on you guys called Don't Judge Me. You want to stick around for that? And of course, we got Gone Viral, some funny clips for you guys to indulge. But these 7 keys to overcoming fear, I think, are fitting in this time. So let's roll that intro.
Growing up in St. Louis has never been easy, and most say if you want to succeed here, that you must leave and put down roots somewhere else because of the strong crabs in a barrel mentality here.
I don't know if I'm just an optimistic person, but to see people like Chuck Berry and Nelly make it in the music industry, or the Roberts brothers and Dave Stewart in business, or William Lacey Clay Jr. in politics, can we blame the city, or is it that people just aren't hungry enough?
We're talking to all of the movers and shakers in this town, from entertainers to politicians, social activists and organizers, and of course, entrepreneurs.
Is there a curse on this city that holds people back? Is there an unseen hand that decides who makes it and who doesn't? You're about to find out.
Welcome to St. Louis Hustle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. She's my girl, Michelle. Hey, and we are live and direct from the freefunnelmachine.com studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you need a sales process for your business, you want to build sales funnels for free, you want to go to freefunnelmachine.com. Michelle, what's going on, Queen?
Woo! My goodness, man. Man, I'm just chilling, Tez, man, just chilling, trying to yet survive in this here quarantine life. You know,
Okay.
it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle now. You know, I was watching the news and they're talking about we may go to mid-May. I want out of jail. I want to go home. I'm like, come on, man. They keep stretching this thing out. Like in TV, you know, say when they want you to go longer, they'll be like, stretch. I feel like they do this with this quarantine thing, man. I'm like, my God, like I ain't even gonna lie, right? I planned vacation. I'm like, okay, because they're like, okay, they may have us go back in the office right around the end of April. So I'm like, I got y'all to plan my vacation for the end of April, first part of May, because that's how I'm gonna do. What? Extended the quarantine mid-May? Damn. What?
Yeah.
This bull. This is a bunch of bull.
Yeah, and as
on the news this morning, I was like,
that's crazy, man. And as someone who is extrovert, us introverts, we don't care, man. I sit behind this laptop. It baffles my wife's mind that I can sit behind this laptop for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, just working, just grinding away, and I ain't got no problem, man. You extroverts, man, that's got issues. You party girls and guys out there.
Man, sitting up like sitting in the window like Celia in The Color Purple. Now, just looking out. That's how I be, man. So just real quick, looking at the numbers. This is how quick the numbers change, right? Yesterday morning, when I was kind of gathered, I try to wait till the last minute. Not just because I'm a last minute person. I am, but that's not the reason why I wait till the last minute to get the coronavirus number.
You got a legitimate reason for waiting this time.
Right. My reason is because the numbers change so fast, right? That's why I wait till the last minute this time. So I wait till the last minute to get the numbers so I can try to be up to date, right? So and this little thing just on my laptop popped up. My bad. Hold up. Oh, please. Trying to, you know what? The devil is a lie. See, that's what the devil don't want me to get the numbers all right and stuff. That's all right because I got the numbers on my phone.
There you go. Boom.
Never
We
mind.
got you. We got you.
My numbers last night or earlier this morning. Well, last night when I got the numbers, it was like 4,100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Overnight this morning, we're up to over 44,000 or 4,400, right?
Gotcha.
It's like we jumped overnight just that much from 4,100 to 4,400. And I'm like, geez Louise.
Now, my question is, who
Yeah.
was up in the middle of the night counting?
Damn, we're up. We gotta change those numbers. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it's crazy. I also wanted to point out, and this whole Illinois, we know Illinois, they had crazy numbers. Last night it was 20,000. Now they're up over 22,000. The numbers are just, the numbers are climbing still, but they say that we are kind of starting to kind of plateau a little bit. So there is an upside to this.
Good.
There's always an upside, people. So we really can't get stagnated on, the downside.
Right.
But God, we always got a God factor. Always.
Yeah.
I don't care how you look in the natural, there's always God factor. So that's always my solace. That's always where I'm going with this thing is but God. So there it is.
I know. And let me ask you this before you finish with the numbers. Do you get on people's nerves with your optimism?
I know I do. Oh, wait. I'm glad you said that. That's why I know. I hope that this ain't it. I know what it can't be it because I know God ain't gonna have me be single forever. But I know I do because I can tell like when I meet people, especially when I meet guys, when I hit with the optimism or when I hit with the my positiveness or either when I get to preaching, I can tell because they turn me off. They like not turn me off, but they put me on radio silence. They don't want to hear the positive side of things. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: if you preach doom and gloom, that is exactly what you're going to have.
Yeah.
Have whatever you say out your mouth.
Man,
and if
you better tell them, Shell.
Instruction, that's what you're gonna have. And I ain't about that life. I'm not that life.
Yeah. No, your perception is your reality. So if you see negative everywhere, your mind is going to say, okay, let's validate that which he's constantly thinking. She's constantly thinking. And it spirals downward. But just hold on, people. It can spiral upward too if you just let one positive thought lead to the next and lead to the next and lead to the next. But go ahead with your numbers, though, man. I ain't mean to throw you off.
No, but I'm glad you said that because I just had that experience, like not just recently, where I was talking to a person and I started trying to hit with a positive, and me, I'm gonna try to come from biblically with positive, and the person quickly changed the subject.
I want to hear that. I want to hear that.
Bible say, out of the mouth speaks the abundance of the heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's in you gonna flow out. You know what I'm saying? So what's in your core gonna come out your mouth. Right. And so what's in my core was coming out of my mouth, and I guess he didn't like it because he kept changing the subject. Oh, okay, boo. Take that. Okay. Take it with you. So those numbers. So here's an interesting factoid. Real quick, I'm gonna always do this because we're gonna just always show love to our first responders because I love y'all. One day I might have to see y'all. I'm gonna love y'all anyway. But one day I might have to see y'all. And if y'all see this little face, I want y'all to be like, oh, that's Michelle. Hey, like, hey, that's Michelle. Hey, give us some love. Bump up to the front of the line. Give us a special razzle dazzle treatment. There it is. So shout out to all the first responders.
Yeah, and the people we don't even think about as a first responder. I talked to a brother about our credit repair program, and he's like, bro, score went up 100 points. I was like, what do you do for a living? He said, man, I'm the guy who brings all the pharmaceuticals to the hospital. So without me, you ain't got no syringes, you ain't got no thermometers, you ain't got no diapers for the babies in the nurseries, you ain't. And we don't think about a delivery driver as first responder, man. But there's so many people on the front lines of this thing in unusual capacities that Man, we gotta be thankful for a lot of people, man. So yes, definitely shout out to all of those. And if you are a someone who's on the front line that has that odd kind of thing that we wouldn't connect the two, then shout yourself out. Let us know a little bit about what you do, so that we can show you guys some love too.
You have to keep delivery drivers, and like I said, just not the restaurant drivers, but delivery drivers, like you said, people who deliver the pharmaceuticals, the legal ones. But just the people who are out there making it happen. You gotta say. But the people who are out there just making it happen, some people got the reality is everything can't shut down.
Right,
And I'm sorry,
right.
what I'm saying? And God bless you guys that have to get out there and keep going. I'm telling you, we're thankful for you. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be a special star in your crown in heaven. I'm telling you.
Yes,
We
indeed.
are thankful for you. And everybody can't work from home. And we realize that, and I'm grateful for you guys that get up and continue to go to work and you put your mask on when you go out there in these streets. I'm grateful. I say a special prayer for you guys that God keeps you guys covered.
Hmm.
That's a special kind of thing. For real.
Yeah,
For real. Because there's
absolutely.
folks out there like, we ain't away from home. We got to get out here. And you going sitting behind the desk and you sitting complaining. Sorry, I don't want those shade. But it's folks that's got to get out there and get elbow deep in it. And you
Yeah,
complaining because you're behind the desk. That's not fair. I get it. I get it.
right.
I work from home. Okay, yeah. But that doesn't mean that there ain't somebody else out there on the street. You out there behind that. Pray for somebody else. There's somebody else
That's
out there
right.
that got you.
Yeah.
You know,
And they are literally risking their lives, and they ain't even get a pay increase.
thank you. They don't. They
Some of
don't.
them, this is their pay increase,
Thank you.
mandatory overtime.
Thank you. Seriously.
That's, wait,
Because somebody
what?
got it worse than you, boo. So how about instead of complaining, pray for yourself. Pray for them. Pray.
Yeah.
Pray until something happens. But pray. You know?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Let me put my soapbox away.
I saw the church lady hat coming out. The church lady hat was coming out.
Church lady was gonna make an appearance, you know what I'm saying? I'm like I am the most unorthodox church lady you're gonna ever see. When I walk up in the spot, they be like, I but hey, I thank God for grace.
Yes, indeed.
The
And you
post
got to. You got to. You got
man,
to.
the poster child. Look it up in the dictionary, be like, ding. Okay. So anyway, that's my shout out. Shout out to what's the old boy's name? Charter came out, got me right.
Okay.
I don't know, my internet was acting real janky for the last couple weeks. And
Hmm.
what had happened was I didn't have to support all the way in the doohickey.
Wait a minute,
Yeah, that one
Michelle.
week.
He comes all the way out to say, listen, lady, if you push the cord all the way into its receptacle, then everything gonna be just fine.
I ain't what had happened. But shout out to Daryl from Charter, man. He's a real stand up dude. Wasn't so young. I'd have been like, hey, bro. But I was a little young, so I had to throw him back. I had to throw him back, because I will get him off the playground, but I had to get about my old way, throw him back. But shout out to him though. He was like, ma'am, you just need to. I screwed it in tight for you, but you just had to screw loose. But hey, watch your mouth, son. Watch your mouth. Out to Charter for sending their people out. Charter, you know what I'm saying? Keeping
Yeah,
the people
there you
going.
go.
Thank you, Charter.
Another not so front of mind type of person that you would think on the front lines, man, but they got to go in and out of a bunch of different houses every day,
Yes,
and they
yes.
don't know what's going on in these houses. Like,
And I didn't know what was going on with him, so I quickly gave him a glove and said, "Hey, get this glove and mask put on. I don't know you, bro. I don't know you. Hey, you in and out with the stuff. Do I have anything? Do you have anything? I don't know you.
there you go.
I
There you go. And
yeah,
I don't know where you been. And not just in that way, but literally, I don't know where you been.
I don't know you, bro. Same time, same time. I was like, you better go ahead and put this on. So we go ahead and get this cracking. So this is what I wanted to point out, and I'm not sure if I pointed this out last week. If I did,
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Y'all gonna get it again.
Yeah.
So when I was looking up our numbers and everything, I discovered that warmer climates don't really have coronavirus is everywhere.
Hmm. Hmm.
However, I'm discovering warmer climates, not so much.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. I ain't no conspiracy theorist. However, warmer climates, not so much. So I'm gonna give you a few places we can go if this thing carry on too long. Okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
get
Where we
take me
going?
somewhere. It's a plane that's gonna take me somewhere.
Where we
Okay.
going?
Jamaica. I
Okay.
can go by myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. Jaman. I can do some. Yeah, okay.
72 cases, mine. They've only had 4 casualties.
Okay.
Okay, on the side of the island, away from the 72 people. There it is.
There you
Okay,
go.
only had 70. Here, they've only had 72 cases, and most of them have recovered.
Mm.
I ain't throwing shade. Okay, you can go to Africa, go to Congo. Congo has only had 60 cases. They've only had 5 casualties. Okay, not
Mm.
so bad. Uganda.
Okay.
Okay, there too. Okay, but they've only had 54 cases. Ain't nobody died.
Mm. Mm. What they
Okay.
eating over there in Uganda?
Oh, okay. Tanzania, 46 cases. They have lost 3 people, but 46. Fiji,
Okay.
he has only had 16 cases and ain't nobody died. I'm going to Fiji.
I
Anybody
can
want
do
to
Fiji. I can do Fiji.
put me on the side of the island away from them 16 people and I'm cool. Going to Fiji. You can go to Belize. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. 14 people in Belize. Ain't nobody died. And lastly, Yemen. I don't really know where Yemen is.
Yeah, I don't know what side of the globe it's on. I don't know what continent it's in,
It's
what
me
country.
neither. But here's
All
the
right.
thing. Only one brother over in Yemen
Okay.
got it.
Okay.
But they got him tucked away. And ain't nobody died.
And he's strict. And he's strict. All right, guys, we got to take a quick break. But before we do, man, we've got a new segment called Don't Judge Me. I'm going to put up a picture real quick. And I'm sorry for my listeners who are checking out the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher. And make sure y'all rate the show, by the way. But we're going to do our best to describe this. And just remember, if you're on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, listening to the podcast, you can always go watch the shenanigans at stlpodcast.com. But I'll put this picture up, man, and I want you guys to guess what this guy is about to do. Now, we're going to tell you that he's singing, right? So let me cue the picture up, Shell. So if we look at this picture, this guy is about to blow. I mean, I'm talking about he about to let us have it, but can you imagine what he's singing? I want you to put in the comments if a song comes to your mind based on this picture, what do you think this guy is gonna sing? Now, if we break down the picture, Shell, we can see where is the guy at? Okay, yeah, okay. It's gonna go down because that brown bag. I see a bottle sticking out the top of that brown bag, but there might be a small pint-sized something also in that bag. you, you sing about the party. Well, let me hit y'all with this too, and then we're gonna go to break and come back. Go ahead and drop what you think in the comments. He's also from Alabama. So, what do you think this guy is about to sing? And we'll reveal that in our next segment. So, keep it locked right here.
St. Louis Social Podcast is brought to you by Reggie the Lion. Go to reggiethelion.com to grab yourself a copy of the coloring book and keep up with all the latest developments of the dog and everything that Reggie the Lion is planning to bring to our children. Also, check out officehuddleprint.com. All of the graphic designs that you've seen for the St. Louis Hustle Podcast are courtesy of Office Huddle Print Shop. Our good friends helped us with logos, flyers, thumbnails, even our merchandise, courtesy of officehuddleprint.com. St. Louis Credit Repair Institute, get your credit in the right order. STLCreditFix.com. They average 50 to 150 point increases for over 100,000 customers so far, and you can be next. STLCreditFix.com. The St. Louis Hustle Podcast is a copyrighted production of iHustle Media Group. Any unauthorized use of the content of this show is strictly prohibited. iHustle Media Group, a better way to market.
Yo, welcome back. Here we are yet again. Always catching Shelly doing something she ain't got no business. You're back with St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my co-host, Michelle A. And we are live and in living color from the freefunnelmachine.com studios. Listen, if you have a business of any kind and you're not using sales funnels to grow your bottom line, then you need to check out freefunnelmachine.com. Build sales funnels, websites, complete with autoresponders, the whole shebang, freefunnelmachine.com. So before we went to break, we talked about our new segment, Don't Judge Me, and all we did was judge the brother for being in the liquor store. But he's about to sing, and we want to let y'all hear from this brother. But I want to bring the picture back up one more time, man. Let us know in the comments what you think this brother is about to sing, right? So here we go real quick. You see a young white guy, looks like he's about 5'7", 5'8". He's standing at the register in the liquor store. I don't know, you think he's about to sing to try to get his drink for free? I don't know. But we see there's a brown paper bag with a bottle sticking out of the top. I also see some sunshades to the side. I know that he's from Alabama. He's got a tank top on, so this tells me this was maybe recorded sometime in the summer. But he's about to go get it in, and he's about to sing something. So let us know what it is you think Brother Man is about to sing, and we going to go ahead and cut to that clip right now, because this, Michelle, flat out surprised me. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, wait, what? Here we go. Let me cue it up.
Need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee.
Amen.
Wait, what?
You hear me?
Wait,
You better
what?
sing. You better sing. You better sing. What? Come on.
What?
Come on. Come through. You better sing. Come on. You see, don't judge me.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Listen. How many of you guys thought that's what we were going with that one, man? Let us know in the comments. Do you like Don't Judge Me? Because if you do, we'll bring it back next week. Yeah, that surprised the heck out of me, Michelle. I ain't even gonna lie, brother. I was like, wait. But then now that I know he's from Alabama, down in that Bible Belt,
okay.
yeah, he'd have been in some good Baptist services. Yeah.
He did. See, and that's just the wonderful thing about it, right? In the liquor store, finna get the party started. However, prove that it doesn't matter where you at, what you're doing, when that thing sweep down on you, you know what I'm saying? It sweep down on you.
That's it.
Despite where he was and what he was about to go do, he still took that time. That thing hit him where he had to declare, I need thee.
Yeah.
Oh, I need thee.
Yeah, because I'm probably about to go do something I ain't got no business, so I need thee. And then when that head start going sideways like that, oh shoot! Come on now, come on.
It got good to him. What, man? That don't judge me.
That's what's up.
Judge me. That was good. When
was
I
good
saw
stuff.
that, I was like,
Good stuff.
Who that man, Harpo? Who that man? Yeah. Real good. Real good. Yeah, you guys want to see more of that, please. Yeah, leave us some comments. We're going to find some more, but don't judge me because, man.
That was good stuff. And for those of you who are listening to the podcast, if you want to see the shenanigans, then you can definitely go to STLHustlePodcast.com. You can also see us on YouTube, St. Louis Hustle Podcast.com, as well as the Facebook page. So we are live in video on those platforms, and then we know you guys are listening to the audio. Don't forget to subscribe to the actual podcast and leave us a rating. Let us know what it is that you like about the show, what it is that you think we could do better. Now it's time for us to jump into what we promised you, the 7 keys to help you overcome fear. 7 keys. Now, the way I break these keys down, Michelle, I've got the biblical key and the secular key. And we're not going to get all 7 of them in this segment, but we're going to drop a few of them on you now, and then we'll give you a few more after break. So let me read this one right here. Key number 1, and I think this is the key, right?
Okay.
Number 1, realize that God is with you. Point blank and period. With the D and the T, right? Realize that God is with you, especially in this present state of affairs, man. God is still in control, man. I don't know who it is that you pray to and who it is that you look to, but the book I read tells me from which my help comes from, and I am excited about it. That's why I can remain optimistic during this time. So what say ye, Shell?
I was gonna say, do you need a church lady hat? I got an extra. Get you a church dude hat. We can get you a fedora or something. Get a hat. Oh,
that old man can't go.
Or something. Just something. Okay. I agree with that. I will amen that, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, God is in control. Drop the mic.
Right.
That's it. That's it. That speaks for itself. God is in control regardless.
Good.
And as long as you know that, no reason to fear.
All right. Well, check this one out. This is from the secular site. I got this off medium.com. It says, number 1 key to overcoming fear. This is also a good one. Number 1 is to define it. Define your fears instead of your goals, right? The very first step is defining your fear. Is it a fear of heights, fear of failure, fear of success? Defining it will help to reveal a lot about why you have these fears in the first place.
See, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, so from the standpoint of that, I would agree with that definitely. You know, when I was a kid, I guess it depends on what stage of life you're at. You know, when you're a kid, you know, it's not always that easy to define the fear. All you know is that you're afraid. You know,
Right.
When I was a kid, I was afraid. I was a timid child, so I had a couple different fears. I didn't like dogs, you know. Here's the thing. When I was a kid, I was afraid of goofy things, right? So it was a show that used to come on TV called Land of the Lost, right? About these people that were trapped in the dinosaur age. And it was these things that lived in the caves called the Slee Stacks.
The what?
Slee Stacks. I don't know. You're a tad bit younger than I am.
We're gonna have our producers go look that up and let us know if that's a real show. Is Michelle making stuff up again?
The family they were stuck in the dinosaur ages, and so they were trying to get back to the present time, but they were stuck in the dinosaur ages. And these Slee Stacks were these they were part man and part amphibian, kind of like they had like a man body. But they were they had like a frog face almost, and they lived in caves. And so the family often would have to go in these caves to pillage for food and all kind of foolishness. And that's where the Slee Stack people lived. And they would have to go in there, and they get chased out by the Slee Stacks. And I was just so afraid I would have nightmares about the Slee Stacks. And oh Lord,
What's
oh
the
my
name of the show again? Can somebody validate
God.
this?
I am not making this up. It's called Land of the Lost. And
Land of the Lost. Somebody in the comments, let me know that Michelle ain't making this up. Do you know? Have you ever heard of Land of the Lost?
now, first of all, I'm not that old, and it used to come on in the 30s. But it was when I was a little girl because I grew y'all those who know me knew I grew up in Los Angeles, so I'm sure it was
Mhm.
on here. But I grew up in LA, so it was a show that used to come on Channel 11 when I grew up in Linwood, California, and I used to hate that show because it gave me nightmares. What else was I afraid of? But in my mind, the reality of it was something was real when I was like 7, and I was like, but why did I keep watching the show? That real, I don't know why I was afraid of it.
See,
That I don't understand that, but
like
anyway.
like Steve Harvey said in The Kings of Comedy, that lets me further know. Uh,
I was 7. Okay. I also didn't like birds, dogs, or clowns. There you go.
clowns. So was it the movie It? Did that do it for you?
Never, I never saw it.
Okay.
Uh, Never saw the movie till I got grown. But I had a grandmother, and California did a lot of things to me. I had a grandmother that watch scary movies with her, and it was like my sister's grandmother, and she would make us watch like Poltergeist. She would make us
Mm,
watch The Shining,
mhm.
all kind of horror movies at like
Gotcha.
7, 8 years old, and I was afraid of a lot of stuff around that age. So
All right, let me give you number 2 on the list. Let's go back to our biblical keys to overcoming fear. Number 2, trust in God. Every opportunity to fear is also an opportunity to trust in God. And this one is a big one that I live by. I everybody has those Red Sea moments, right? When you were afraid to do something, you did it anyway, and you came out all right, even though you were scared to death. So
yep.
yeah, I think trusting in God is a huge one as well.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Do you have a parallel for that one for secular?
Let's see what secular says. They go from define it as number 1 to number
Uh-huh.
2, understand it, right? Nothing in life is to be feared, it is to be understood. Understanding your fear is critical to overcome. How does it come? How does it make you feel? Is it
Mm.
an intense, gut wrenching feeling that overpowers you, or is it butterflies? The level of intensity, if you understand those things about the fear, then you could overcome them.
Hmm. I will, first of all, trust in the Lord. Mm.
Hmm.
And not into your own
Yes,
understanding.
yes.
Okay. Yes, you do. I just to piggyback on what you said about trusting in the Lord and your Red Sea moments and all of that.
Hmm.
Totally, 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 totally. Um, in those moments, I mean, you really do. Sometimes we get so enthralled in the thing itself,
Hmm.
and we are so much more afraid of the thing. And when we take our focus off of the thing and put our
Hmm.
focus on God and trusting Him, the thing is not as bad or big as we thought it was. And when we
Yes,
trust God and rely on Him, and our focus is on Him, and we're here, the focus is not on the thing anymore. We're able to move through the thing because
right.
our focus is on God, right? And so I get that, and like you, I've had many of those moments where I've been able to transcend through.
Hmm.
Um, from the carnal side, understanding of fear, I think also has value in it,
Yeah,
parallel and relating to trusting God, because I think when you trust God, um, He will have you understand. You know what I'm saying? He'll give you
right.
the
He give you the
understanding.
understanding of why you're feeling that way and some
So,
options. Good,
it,
good. Appreciate that, Shell. So we've got 5 more when we come back, but we're going to take a quick break. Also, when we come back, we have Gone Viral, man. Don't forget about Gone Viral. Since we're talking about overcoming fear, we've got some clips on some scary pranks, man. So let us know in the comments, what is the scariest thing someone has done to prank you? And I mean, we've got some crazy pranks that's going to come up, and then our other 5 keys to overcoming your fears. So we want you guys to make sure y'all keep it locked right here.
I have done 2 prior Longevity Better Health Now challenges. I decided this time around I needed an extra push. A good thing to remember is 32 pounds is the weight of my 3.5-year-old son, and I am not carrying around a 3.5-year-old basically.
I'm a mother of 4. I just want to see how healthy I can get so that I can be around for a while. It's pretty amazing whenever you're excited to get on the scales every morning and see what the numbers are instead of dreading it.
When I went to convention last year, the day of the 5K, this lady, Merle, came across the finish line, and she was visually impaired. She was blind. From this day forth, I said, I'm changing my lifestyle, and I'm just going to be a whole new me.
I was out of control. I really let myself go. And I thought, okay, who loses 12 pounds in a week? I'm like, this is such a joke. But it happened, and it happened again and again and again. Anybody can do this. If I can do it, you can do it.
Leading up to today has been a whirlwind, but I feel amazing. Everybody makes you feel really awesome when you come here too, so it just kind of like heightens your excitement about everything.
I feel so much better. If I can help just one person be able to do that for their life, then it'd be worth it all.
I feel amazing. I can't believe how far I've came from last year to this year.
I have kept my weight off within 2 to 5 pounds, which is a complete miracle. Let's go!
Yo, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my co-host, Michelle. Hey, and we're live and direct from the freefunnelmachine.com. And we are not talking about carnival funnels, people. We're talking about sales funnels, websites that can help you increase your bottom line. If you need a sales funnel and you want to build one for free, starting from a template or from scratch, autoresponder included. Some of them even have lead magnets. Go to freefunnelmachine.com. So before we left off, we was talking about a couple keys that you can use to overcome fear. We talked about trusting in God. We talked about defining your fear. We talked about understanding your fear. We talked about a few of those things. But when we I want to get these gone viral out of the way, man, because these things are hilarious. And then we'll spend the rest of the show knocking down those other 5 keys to overcoming fear. So this first prank, and remember, guys, if you're checking us out on the podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you're listening at, you can always go and watch the shenanigans over at STLHustlePodcast.com, or you can check us out on YouTube and Facebook at St. Louis Hustle Podcast on either of those platforms. But this first one, Michelle, is a dino prank, right? Why these people, you know how when people just take off running, right? Everybody else starts to take off running, but nothing happens. But in this case, they take off running, and you think nothing is happening, and then a doggone, well, let's just roll the clip, man. Let's just roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
right, guys. So sorry for our podcast listeners, man. You got to go over to stlhustlepodcast.com to see those shenanigans, man. Why does it look like the brother had his scrubs tucked in his socks, though? Did you know? What was that about?
Stuff. That why was he the worst one? He don't want to fall down and drop his little food, everything. You know what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope they replaced his lunch, man. And did you see him going for the umbrella? He like it was a sword or something. What's he finna do with an umbrella and a dinosaur?
He was gonna fend them off. You need something to attack a dinosaur with. I mean, it's a dinosaur. You need something to fend it off with.
It's a dinosaur. I got it, I guess, man. All right, this next one real quick, man, and then we're gonna get back to your 7 keys to overcoming fear. But this next one is a snake prank. I don't know. Did you have a fear of snakes when you were a kid?
So, I don't know about any other folk. Okay, you know what? I used to think it was just black folks, right?
Mhm.
But I got a cousin that he, I don't know if you call it raising snakes or farming snakes, but I have a
Mhm.
cousin, Ian, who loves snakes. He raises them, farms them. He got like a whole bunch of the aquariums. Was just he's a snake
Wow.
dude. So I
Okay.
can't really say it's a black folk thing because he got a lot of snakes. But
Got a ton
this black folk don't do snakes. So yeah, no, we don't do snakes. Snakes
Okay.
on a plane. I didn't make it through the movie. Snakes on a plane
Right,
because I
right.
just in the
Well, let me just set this up for our listeners. It's funny because I think the most genius thing they did. So obviously they're using fake snakes, but they have a cord that they attach to the snake, which I think is genius in the prank because when people are start trying to run from the snake is following them, and it just, I mean, they're knocking over stuff, man. So let me roll this one. We promise we're gonna get you back to your 7 keys to overcoming fear. But this was too funny, and this is a segment we call "Gone Viral."
Run. Run. Run.
Woo-wee!
That's a whole lot of playing right there.
That's too much playing. Young lady jumped up on the table in the restaurant. She was not playing. Like, look, Mr. and Mrs. Snake, it ain't going down. Uh, so we just thought we'd have a little bit of fun with that. There are some things that you rightfully should be afraid of, but then there's also some things, man, that some fears we kind of have that they don't do nothing for us, or there's nothing to be afraid of, so to speak. I think one of my favorite clips that I've seen as it relates to fear is I don't know if you saw Will Smith's little social media series where he would go and do different things, right? Just try different stuff. He called it his bucket list. In fact, that's the name of the show, I think, Bucket List. And one of his things on his bucket list was skydiving. So, and he had a great point because he was like, I'm going to skydive in a few days. Why the day before? I'm nowhere near a plane. I'm nowhere near the airport where the plane is. Why am I scared the day before? What? I'm not even close to jumping out of a plane, but I am scared. So sometimes, man, we fear things that we have no need to be fearing of. So let's jump through a couple more of these real quick. So number 3 thing to help you overcome your fear from a biblical standpoint, they say number 3 is seek the peace of God. Fear brings turmoil in our hearts and minds. When we are filled with so much fear, we can't think properly. So
Yeah.
if you're going to overcome fear, then seek the peace of God is number 3. If we look from
Mm-hmm.
the secular perspective, and again, on the secular perspective, this is medium.com. It says, follow your intuition. That could also be on the biblical standpoint. Your intuition is your absolute guide, and it is never wrong. If a little voice keeps nagging about conquering your fear, chances are you need to listen. Now, first of all, let me ask you this, Michelle. Is that little voice never wrong? I don't know about that.
Well, see, that little voice, it just depend on your lifestyle. Depend on what you feed your spirit. Now, if you feed your spirit with the word of God, then that little voice, aka Holy Spirit, then that's yeah, you listen to that little voice.
Okay.
Now, if you don't feed your spirit with the word of God, I'd be careful about the little. That little voice might sound like this. I wouldn't listen to that little voice. That little voice might get you in trouble. I wouldn't listen to that little voice. That little voice might be like, red rum, red rum. I wouldn't listen to that little voice. I wouldn't do that. Run, sugar, run. Don't listen to that little voice. If you ain't feeding your spirit the right thing, you might not want to listen to the voice or voices.
There you
That's
go.
welcome. But
All right.
yeah, I just I'll say from my own point of view, because I do choose to feed my spirit with the word of God,
Mm-hmm.
from the Bible. That's for me. When that voice speaks to me, then yeah, it doesn't. When I sit still and listen, yeah, it don't lead me wrong.
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
got when I
All
do
right.
listen.
Let's jump number 4. Number 4, biblically speaking, it says, be filled with love. God is love, and those who follow God must also be filled with love. If we want to get rid of fear, we must replace it with something. If we keep our minds empty, fear can easily return. So replacing that fear with love. Let's talk about that one. Let me give you number 4 on the secular side first. If it scares you, it might be a good thing to try. How detrimental? So number 4 is contextualize it. Right? How detrimental is this fear to you achieving your goals? Is it a barrier to your future success? Honest answer to these questions will help you determine how much of a plan you need to conquer it. So, biblically speaking, uh, guy got a gun in my face, and I'm just gonna be filled with love through this fear. Is that gonna work out?
In your face. I love you. I love. Put that rifle down, bro. I love you. Oh, blew my face up. Excuse me. I love you.
Yeah, there's a
Your,
lot of things to be afraid of in fearful moments that I don't think love is the thought or the thing that you want to replace it with. Sometimes you might want to replace it with speed, right? In terms of getting out of there. I got this fear in my bones. I'm going to replace it with some speed and get on out of here.
a little Jackie Jordan Kersey.
You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of here.
I'm up. Yeah. I'll love you later, though.
Yeah, absolutely. When it is all over, I'm going to be full of love that I got out of that situation alive.
As I do this police report. Yeah, he's about 5'10", about 100. Yes. Yeah, struck a beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Contextualizing, though, I think helps, right? Putting it in context. That's kind of what we were talking about a little earlier. Am I even right to be feeling this phrase? So for me, I'm in sales, right? I have my own business, and sometimes I have to close the deal, right? Why am I scared to ask the person, do they want to buy my product? What?
Your
The
rejection.
only thing he gonna do is say yes or no. But I know a lot of people in sales have an STD when it comes to sales, right? I mean, not that STD. I'm talking about they're scared to death when it comes to sales, right? But
Yeah.
all I can get is a yes or no, or maybe come back later. But why does that scare me, right? So contextualizing, I think, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm same way when it comes to sales. I'm not a salesperson. And I think that's part of it is the rejection. It's what a lot of people that don't like sales. They don't want the rejection.
Right.
And people have that fear of rejection. So much so that they pre-reject. They're gonna say no anyway, so I'm gonna just reject myself before they reject me. Boom. Cut out the middleman.
Yeah,
We
and
got
that's funny because it's like some of the things that we do that we probably should be afraid of, we're not, but we're afraid of something like that, and there's no physical harm that can come to me if somebody tells me no. It's weird. All right, number 5 is a good one. It says, biblically speaking, it says, fear God instead. So you got fear, but if you're going to fear, you might want to fear God instead of whatever it is that you are facing. There's a type of fear in the Bible that is completely opposite of the spirit of fear. It is the fear of the Lord. It is a type of fear that is encouraged in the Bible. So don't fear that sale, don't fear that witness, right?
yeah.
Fear God in what can come about if you don't witness after he done told you to witness, right? And then secular, it says, determine whether it's real. Your fear could be self-generated, false evidence appearing real. It appears real even though it is a fear of the future and it has not happened yet. Therefore, it has no real substance arising when your ego is threatened. Man, oh man, both of those are really good.
Yeah. Totally. Getting there on both plateaus. So
Yeah, it's crazy. Determining whether that fear is real, I think is one that I need to practice a lot more, right? Do I even have a real it's kind of like don't pray and worry, right? It's like we're worrying about something that might not ever even happen, but I'm scared that it might happen, right?
exactly.
It's crazy. All right, 2 more. Let's see if we can get through these before we have to wrap up the show. Let's see. Number 6, from the biblical standpoint, is be strong and of good courage, right?
Yeah.
When Moses died, Israel lost a great leader. Now it was time for Joshua to take the baton. However, the Israelites were afraid. They didn't know whether Joshua would have the same authority and leadership what they saw in Moses. So be strong and of good courage in the face of fear. Number 6, it says from the secular side, says decide whether it's worth your time. Some of the things that we are fearful of, it ain't even worth our time even thinking about, let alone trying to overcome it, right? Some things just ain't worth it. Let's see, number 7. And then my source for the biblical side, I don't think I gave you this. It's becoming Christian, becoming Christians, plural.com, becomingchristians.com. Number 7, pray to God. If you're going to overcome some fear, you might want to talk to he that controls all, sees all, and knows all. If you want to overcome some fear, I'm sure he can.
Might have a conversation.
He might be able to help you with that. I'm almost 100% certain. And then number 7, from the secular side, it says approach it head on. Once you've decided that it needs your time and attention, attack it head on. Devise a plan of action and stick to it. This is surely part of your personal growth and will only make you stronger. Right? So we got to pray and we got to attack it head on. I think that is good sound advice in that order, right?
Yeah.
Pray first, then attack it head on.
That's
Attacking it head on without the prayer, though, might cause some further complications and fears.
definitely, definitely. That's my approach. I pray about it first, and then I rationalize it. I break it down, and you just kind of count up the costs. Is it worth my time? And if it is, let me rationalize it out. Let me dissect it, because once I dissect it, nine chances out of 10, once I strip it down, it really ain't it. It really isn't. And then I apply all of the other biblical truths and principles that you mentioned, all the other 6 biblical principles that you mentioned. And then when I finish applying those and then rationalizing it, it's like that deep.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, focusing on the end result, the other side, helps to shrink that problem as well. For me, it's the Red Sea moments. It's like, man, I've been here and I've come out on the other side. And then I heard somebody just recently say you can never connect the dots in the future. You can only connect the dots looking back. And even some of those things that have hurt you, you will see when you look back, they actually prepared you. They actually made you strong. They actually were a good thing. I was talking to a good friend yesterday about this very thing, and we used the example of he had his current wife is the love of his life and saved his life, but in order for him to uh, get to with her and for them to be together, she actually had to go through a relationship where the previous guy caused her all sorts of depression and all of that kind of stuff. And he was like, man, I thank God for that, because if that didn't happen, we might not have happened. And same as I know a lot of women go through heartbreak and look back 5 years and you be like, man, God, thank you for saving me from that one.
Seriously, that's got a lot of truth to it. That has a lot of truth to it. So, man, this hour went by super quick. Y'all don't forget, I'm gonna do it this time now. You guys don't forget to, if you're listening to us on podcast, don't forget to check us out on the website, which is stlhustle.com. So you can see this, check out the spaces. Check out the space. You got to see it. You make sure you want to check out the funny videos and clips that we've been showing you. You got to check us out live and in living color. Make sure that if you are not joining the podcast, hop on over to either iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify and join us on the podcast so that you can review us on those platforms. We want to know your feedback, so make sure that you join those podcasts on those platforms so that you can review us and let us know your feedback. We want that.
Yeah. Episode number 7 in the books. Man, this is episode number 7. I think we are starting to get the hang of this podcast thing, Michelle.
We're a little bit kind of doing it.
Yeah, we doing it. We doing it.
We only getting better.
That's
Y'all
right.
gotta keep seeing, because my hair color will be changing again soon as we get to the summer.
So I want to know how in the heck are you getting haircuts when we're supposed to be practicing social distancing? I'm telling. I'm calling 45 and I'm letting them know, because the man ain't put his clippers on the end of a 6-foot pole and fade you up like that.
Well, no, what had happened was he had a suit, the whole helmet hazmat. And I had the mask and glove. It was a whole ordeal. And stay in the lane, bro. Stay in the lane. This had to happen. This had the hostage situation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for tuning in to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. Remember, today's show is brought to you by the freefunnelmachine.com. And no, we're not talking about funnel cakes. We're talking about sales funnels. If you need to add to your bottom line, you might need a good sales funnel working for you. And the cool thing is you can get access to this platform as 100% free. Go to freefunnelmachine.com. Until we talk to y'all next week, man, we want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.